Hello, I'm Harry from Albatross Tours. Delighted to be here with you for our online roadshow. Albatross Tours are all about premium European touring done at a sensible pace. You may have already travelled with Albatross before, you may have travelled with us many times, and if so, thank you for your loyalty. Or you may be new to Albatross Tours. So what I'll be doing today is giving you a great overview of everything that makes Albatross touring so unique, so very different, but also highlighting everything that's new with Albatross Tours for summer 2027. We've been doing this for 30 years. We're very proud of what we do, and we've picked up some wonderful awards from the travel industry along the way. Let me play a video to get you in the mood for summer 2027 in Europe. So, we are European touring specialists. It's the only region of the world that we focus on, which means that all of our energy, all of our passion goes into designing amazing tours of Europe for you, our Australian and New Zealand travellers. Now, for those of you that are new to the Albatross touring way, let me tell you through the words of some of our travellers what it is they love about touring the Albatross way. First of all, they tell us what a great group of people to travel with. And why is it a great group of people? It's because they are travellers from this side of the world. We only market our services in Australia and New Zealand, so all our travellers are from this side of the world, travelling so far to Europe and don't want to be rushed, so you're bound to have lots in common with other travellers. The group size, yes, 24 is very typical on an Albatross tour. And how do we avoid those horrible early starts? We do that through longer stays in most locations. That's a really key feature of any Albatross tour. We know that our travellers appreciate not having one-night stays, having longer to settle in. We're very proud that we get the right balance between lots of experiences, lots of activities, a busy sightseeing itinerary, but also plenty of well-chosen, carefully planned leisure time. Our travellers tell us that the amount of free time on an Albatross tour is excellent, and ultimately any Albatross tour should be relaxing and not rushed. We stay longer, and we also stay in amazing accommodations. You'll see some great examples coming up, and look out for the castle along the way. So those longer stays, we stay 2 nights, 3 nights, 4 nights in most destinations. It gives you more time to unpack, to settle in, to not feel rushed. It gives you that wonderful feeling of coming back to your hotel in the late afternoon after a day of sightseeing, and you get to think, oh, we don't have to pack our bags because we're not rushing on again in the morning. We can have an extra glass of wine after dinner. We can have a lie-in tomorrow. We can have a leisurely breakfast. And that's what those longer stays with Albatross give you. As I mentioned, we include lots in our itineraries, but we always include my time. This is that free and flexible time for you to relax and enjoy. I'm going to show a short video which will talk you through that wonderful combination of the my time and the longer stays, and it will give you a sense of what it feels like to be on an Albatross tour.
Imagine this. You're strolling through a charming European village. The scent of fresh coffee is drifting from a local cafe. There's no rush, no having to check your watch to get back to the coach. Just free time, your time, to explore, relax, and truly soak it all in. We call this my time. At Albatross Tours, we know how important that personal freedom is, and that's why every one of our itineraries includes my time guaranteed. It's your chance to wander along cobblestone streets, browse boutique shops, or simply sit back, relax in that cafe and watch the world go by. So how do we make it happen? Because our tours feature longer stays. You will never feel hurried. One of the benefits of our longer stays of 3, 4 or even 5 nights is that we have time. We've carefully designed each holiday to strike the perfect balance. Unforgettable included sightseeing and excursions paired with well-planned leisure time. When we say my time, we mean it. Time that's truly yours. Picture this. Later starts. Enjoy a slow morning stroll before leisurely breakfast. Free evenings. We include so many dinners, but not all. Some evenings are left intentionally free so you can discover that romantic trattoria in Spoleto or savor tapas in San Sebastian. Relaxing afternoons. Linger over lunch, visit a gallery or squeeze in a little shopping. Days at leisure. On many tours, you'll have a full day to do as much or as little as you please. And your expert tour manager is always there with tips and recommendations. This is what makes Albatross different. While our itineraries are always packed with incredible included experiences, we make sure you have time to breathe, to savor, and to truly connect with each destination. Time to mingle with locals, enjoy a long lunch, or discover that hidden gem tucked away in a medieval village. With Albatross Tours, my time is our promise to you, because Europe should be savoured, not rushed. Albatross Tours, longer stays, smaller groups, more time for you.
Group size. It's an average of 22 on an Albatross tour. The maximum we go to is 28, but we average around 22. We feel that's a really great group size to travel in. It's not too big. You won't get lost in a crowd of 50. It's not so small that you end up sitting next to the same person for dinner every night. 22 is a great number to socialise, to get to know other travellers, but still be able to travel in a small group, make use of local characterful accommodation and wonderful local restaurants. Even though we travel in that smaller group, we make use of a full-size first-class touring coach, and that means plenty of spare seats. So if you're a solo traveller, chances are you can have a double seat to yourself on many days. And on those days where we have those beautiful panoramic scenic drives, almost everybody can have a window seat. We stay in amazing accommodations. As much as possible, we look to have you in character hotels, such as you'll see here. There's a chateau in the Loire Valley in France, fishermen's cabins in Norway, an incredible cave hotel in the south of Italy, or even Leeds Castle just outside London. Places that really feel like part of the story. We're very proud at Albatross that we have an ethos that there should be no hidden extras. So with Albatross, if it's in the itinerary, it's always included, never at an extra cost. So all of the excursions, the day trips, the sightseeing, that's all included. Many of your meals, though we do leave some gaps as mentioned, so that you can explore local restaurants of your choice. We include tipping. We know when we travel from this side of the world to Europe, tipping doesn't come naturally to us. So at Albatross, we take away that concern. We also include porterage for 1 bag per person at almost every stop. And that makes it so much smoother getting on and off the coach. Now, we do cover large parts of Europe, but Italy is definitely a speciality destination for us. The map you see here, this is our plate of spaghetti map, as I like to call it. This showcases all of our Italy tours in one map. But if you're looking for a starting point, somewhere to get to know the Albatross touring way, our Italian Grande. I know many of you will have travelled on our Italian Grande, and it's such a wonderful itinerary. It's got 4 nights in the lakes, it's got 5 nights in the heart of Tuscany, and it's got a wonderful 2-night stay in an incredible Italian castle. I'm going to show a video. You may recognise the gentleman introducing the video to you that explains what makes our Italian Grande so unique.
The 18-day Italian Grande tour is very special. It's very special to us. It was the first of our European summer tours we operated, and it is still easily our most successful with the most departures. I think it's because of the longer stays with 4 nights in the lakes and 5 nights in Tuscany. You know, when you look at that, 5 nights Tuscany, that's something so very different. In actual fact, when I created the first tour and we ran the first tour, for the first 2 years, there were 4 nights there. But people came back saying, I loved Montecatini so much, can we not have an extra day? So I went, yeah, why not? And it's that extra day that is pivotal to the whole tour. 5 nights, that day, a free day, my time. It lets you recharge, it lets you refocus, it lets you enjoy the time before and enjoy the time after. It gives you energy. It also lets you see the whole of Tuscany at a leisurely pace, like we see the Lakes District, like we stay in a castle, and like we go down to Spoleto. You know, when we go from Montecatini in Tuscany to Spoleto, we could drive that easily in 3 hours on the motorway. We don't. That's not the Albatross way. Instead, we spend the whole day intentionally visiting San Gimignano, the city of towers, and Siena, that beautiful Renaissance city. So we spend time there. We give you time there. That's the way Italy should be visited. And the amazing thing is, this tour, with its longer stays, with its my time, with its style, with its feeling, which is just so popular, set the formula for all of the rest of our program throughout Europe. This is the tour to do for Italy. It's the Albatross way. Come join us.
It's a wonderful tour, but we've got so much more for Italy. As I mentioned, we have a number of regional tours. So if you've fallen in love with Italy, but you've maybe done Rome, done Florence, done Venice, you want to see something different, please take a look at our range of Italy tours. And it's actually this range and depth of touring in Italy which has inspired us for what's new with Albatross for summer 2027. We invite you to come share our love of France. Why France? France is the world's most visited country. If you add up all the tourists from all over the world who are travelling to different destinations, France receives the most visitors. There is so much to see and do, and we're very proud that from summer 2027 at Albatross we can offer you a wonderful range of regional France tours. Now, again, you may recognise the gentleman here. This is, of course, Ewan, our company founder and chief tour designer, with his wife, Julianne. They're sat on the terrace of the hotel that we've chosen in Strasbourg in France for you. So a quick history lesson. Up until recently, Albatross Tours just had the one itinerary. That's the red line. It was our La Grande France. And that tour begins in Paris. It winds down through the Loire Valley, through Bordeaux, the Dordogne, and onto the south of France. But now, from summer 2027, we can offer you a tour of northern France, featuring Brittany and Normandy. We can offer you our leisurely France itinerary that begins in Bordeaux and works its way through the Dordogne and up towards Paris. And we also have a wonderful French Epicurean Trail tour that begins in Paris and comes down the eastern side of the country, visiting some wonderful foodie destinations along the way. So I'm just going to take a few minutes to take you through just some of the highlights of each of our brand new regional France tours. First of all, our leisurely France tour. Yes, of course, all tours with Albatross are leisurely, but this one in particular, with its 4 nights in Bordeaux and then 4 nights in the Dordogne Valley. We begin in Bordeaux, the pearl of southwestern France. We have a historical walking tour of the city on day 1 to get ourselves acquainted, and then we visit this wonderful place. This is the Museum of Wine, very different to some of the more traditional vineyards and cellar doors that you'll visit while in France, but this wonderful modern museum is a great place to get to grips and get to know the wonderful variety of French wines. And yes, of course, there's a tasting room and some amazing panoramic views as well. In the Dordogne Valley, we stay 4 nights in the medieval town of Sarlat. This is right in the heart of the Dordogne. We settle in for 4 nights, dinner included on the first night, and then 3 free evenings for you to explore and find your own favourite bistro or restaurant. This picture was taken about 100 metres away from our hotel. Great central location. While we're in the Dordogne, so many wonderful activities, so much included sightseeing. We take a boat cruise down the river because we have time. We take you underground. This is the amazing Gouffre de Padirac. This is an underground cave system, and we'll take you through on a boat and you float through these incredible illuminated caverns. From underground, we get up above ground, and this is the pilgrimage town of Rocamadour. And of course, a big part of the Albatross Way is including plenty of wonderful meals. So you'll have lots of opportunities for a wonderful gourmet lunch under a shady tree, such as you see here. Later on our leisurely France tour, we're in the Loire Valley, and several of our France tours stay in the Loire Valley. And this is where you will stay. This is Château d'Artigny. The Loire Valley, of course, is famous for many of its chateaux, its castles, and you will get to not only visit them, you will get to stay in one. Chateau d'Artigny was originally the home of a wealthy French perfumer. It was then converted to a hotel around the 1960s. It's an incredible place to stay with some really ornate rooms and design inside. And it has a beautiful terrace at the back where, weather permitting, we'll have one of our included dinners and we'll sit and relax and enjoy the views over the valley. During the days, of course, we'll get out and explore some of the famous chateaux. This is Chateau Chambord, or the originally known as a hunting lodge. There's Chateau Chenonceau, or the Ladies' Chateau, with its beautiful curved arches over the river. There's Chateau Villandry, with its incredible ornate gardens that stretch almost as far as the eye can see. There's also this little chateau here. Now, this one's a little bit modest in terms of architecture, as you can see, but it does absolutely the best wine tasting and picnic lunch, and that's why we go there, and that's why it's included. Moving on to the second of our new tours. This is our Northern France tour that focuses on Brittany and Normandy. So Brittany is that area of land in northwest France that juts out into the Atlantic Ocean. There are one or two tours out there on the market that maybe mention Brittany in the name. They usually only stay a night or two and then they rush off to explore other regions. And that is such a shame. With Albatross, you'll settle in. You'll have 8 nights in Brittany, split between 3 destinations, lots of time to relax, to slow things down, and to explore beautiful towns, villages, and coastal scenery along the way. This is one of our first accommodations as we move into Brittany. This golf and spa hotel is a perfect place to relax, and because it's Albatross, we'll have a longer stay and you'll have time for a round of golf. You'll have time to relax and enjoy the spa facilities. We take a clip-clop ride through the Brière marshes, past beautiful thatched cottage accommodation. We stop at La Gacelie with its beautiful photo festival. We stop at wonderful Josselin with its picturesque chateau overlooking the river, and so many other wonderful towns and villages along the way. Between Brittany and Normandy, we stop off at Mont Saint-Michel, an absolute iconic site, and so many other wonderful places. This chateau is a favourite of the Albatross team. I'm sure it will be for you too, with its beautiful turrets and the weeping willows dipping over the moat. Now we're in northern France, so we're in apple country as well, so you'll have a chance to sample the cider. That's the good news. The bad news is, as you can see if you look closely, some of it's only 2%, but I guess the good news there is that means you can have more than one glass. Towards the end of the tour, we also visit Monet's gardens as well. This is where he lived for a large chunk of his life, and the scenery was, of course, the inspiration behind many of his most famous Impressionist masterpieces. The third of our brand new France tours is our French Epicurean Trail. We begin in Paris. We have 2 nights in Champagne country. We then have 5 nights in the Alsace wine region, split between Strasbourg and Colmar. We head down to Burgundy and then down onto the south coast of France. So we walk along the Avenue de Champagne, home to all of the world's most famous French champagne houses and some of the world's most valuable real estate, mainly due to the contents of those cellars. And yes, of course, we'll make sure you get a chance for a sampling. 5 nights in the Alsace wine region, split between Strasbourg and colourful Colmar. We take the time, we're there for longer, so we can get out into the countryside, we can walk through the fields, walk through the vineyards, time to soak up the wonderful atmosphere. Later on the tour, generally with Albatross, we're travelling by first-class touring coach, but we do occasionally take to the rails, such as on the Swallow train in central France. Now, this beautiful train ride is a very scenic one. It winds its way over these viaducts, through tunnels as it goes through and around the mountains. And it gets its name from the fact that at many times in the journey, you can look out through the window of the train and you'll be on the same level as the birds. Towards the end of the tour, we're down in the south of France now. This is the amazing Gorge de Verdon. Who would have thought that France had scenery like this? Those cliffs reach up to 700 metres either side of that beautiful turquoise water flowing through the middle. You'll have an opportunity, should you wish, to get out on the water on a boat or a kayak, or you can simply relax and enjoy the view from the terrace of the accommodation that we have chosen. Now, if you like the look and you'd like to see more of our beautiful French tours, there has been and there will be some coverage on the great outdoors on Channel 7. So those are our new tours of France for summer 2027. If you've travelled with Albatross before, if you've explored plenty of Europe, I'd urge you to take a look at those French tours and you'll understand what makes them so unique and so very different. But of course, we are about more than just France. We've also introduced a couple of other new touring itineraries for 2027. We've got a new tour of Turkey, and it showcases the Albatross longer stays. We have 4 nights in Istanbul. We include time to visit the markets and explore with a local guide. We have plenty of time in Cappadocia, and the balloon ride, of course, is included because that's the Albatross way. Later on, we are near Gallipoli, and we have a very moving Anzac Cove experience, including a boat ride into Anzac Cove itself. We also have a brand new tour of the Greek islands. This begins in Rhodes. It hops its way over to Crete and then across many of those iconic Greek islands. One of the highlights on Crete is we take a 4-wheel drive mountain adventure. We drive up into the heart of the island, we turn around, we look back at that beautiful scenery and the winding road below us, and we finish off with a hilltop taverna lunch. It's so very special. Later on, we're on Mykonos. This is our resort hotel on the island of Mykonos. We stay longer. You'll have time to relax, time to take a dip in the pool, time to watch the sunset over the Mediterranean, and time to enjoy some wonderful meals with new-found friends. There may be some of you looking at that thinking some parts of that look familiar. And yes, those 2 tours can be combined together in our Cradles of Civilization tour, which covers the best of Turkey and those iconic Greek isles. Now, there is, of course, another side to Europe. There is a very different side. There is a magical side. There is a wonderful side to Europe. And I'd like to give you a little bit of insight into our festive tours. And I'm just going to play a short video to get you in the mood. Hello, Merry Christmas. Yes, hopefully you can see that I've donned my Christmas jumper, all ready for a wonderful European Christmas. So our festive tours focus around the Alps area, Switzerland and its neighbouring countries. We do have a couple of wonderful Northern Lights itineraries that are further north, and I'll show you those shortly. Oh, good, I'm not the only one in a Christmas jumper. Christmas in Europe is magical. Christmas in Europe is so relaxing. If you, like many people, have spent several Christmases hosting the relatives, doing the cleaning, the cooking, the organising, dealing with the family arguments, making sure everyone knows who's coming and going when, you deserve a Christmas for you. You deserve a special Christmas. You deserve to get away to Europe and have a Christmas where you get waited on, where you get to relax, where you get to experience that wonderful magic of Christmas time, where you get to stroll through the atmospheric Christmas markets, taking in that whiff of cinnamon and nutmeg, where you have the chance to stay in wonderful, characterful accommodation, such as you see here in Grindelwald in Switzerland. Look at this picture here. This is Dee and Ian, 2 Albatross travellers. Look at the smiles on their faces. They're sat by the Christmas tree. They're sat near that roaring fire. They are having a magical Christmas for them. It's about letting out your inner child. It's about playing in the snow with newfound friends. It's about cable car rides up to the top of a beautiful mountain peak, always included with Albatross, of course, having lunch and taking in the views from somewhere like the Schilthorn here, as you see. It's about incredible included experiences and activities. It might be a sleigh ride. It might be a panoramic train ride. And look at the dress code here. You'll notice that the people they're not rugged up. They're not wearing 15 layers. This is the middle of the day. You'll have plenty of sunny days when you're in Europe in winter time. And you may only need a shirt or a thin jumper, or even, as you see on the left, bare sleeves. So we make it very possible to get over to Europe and experience that winter wonderland. Now we have a range of tours over the festive season. We have Christmas market tours that begin in early December. They give you the chance to get over to Europe for that early Christmas season and still be home in time for Christmas Day with the relatives. We also have Christmas holidays and Christmas tours, and these will have you in Europe over Christmas Day itself, such as our German fairy tale Christmas here, where we spend 5 nights over Christmas in the resort of Füssen, which is just over the hills from iconic Neuschwanstein Palace. We also have New Year's tours, so if you need to be home for Christmas Day with the relatives, but as soon as Boxing Day comes, you want to fly away somewhere different, somewhere magical, we'd love you to come and experience New Year with us in Europe. This could be you enjoying your New Year's Eve banquet dinner in an Italian castle. As I mentioned, Northern Lights tours. Our Northern Lights season is in February and March, and we have 2 wonderful tours. We have our Ice Hotels and Huskies tour that covers the highlights of Finland and Sweden. There's the Ice Hotel, and there is that beautiful Husky ride. And we have a very in-depth, wonderful tour of Iceland. It's very different from what you'll see else out there on the market. And I think this picture sums up the absolute magic of the scenery in Iceland. So I hope I've shown you that the festive season in Europe, that Christmas in Europe, it's so magical. We make it so easy and it is so much fun. Now, we've got beautiful brochures. We've got a brochure for our European summer touring season and for our festive tours. So if you don't have your copy, please get in touch with our team. You can order them over the phone through our website. We'd love to get our brochure to you. Now, our summer early bird season for 2027 has been extended, so you can save $350 per person if you book any summer 2027 tour by the end of September. And that is in addition to your Club and Sapphire discounts. If you've already travelled with Albatross, then you're a member of our Club or our Sapphire level of discount. Speak to our team, speak to your travel agent, and they can explain the level of discount that applies to you. So, I hope I've given you lots of wonderful inspiration today. If you'd like to know more, please call or email our European touring experts. We have a wonderful team waiting to help you by phone or by email. You've got our Australian and New Zealand contact numbers on the screen. Alternatively, you can ask your travel advisor for Albatross tours. We understand the value of working with a good local travel agent. We sell wonderful tours of Europe. A good travel agent can weave that together for you with your flights and your airport parking, your travel insurance, and any other travel arrangements around Europe that you need. Or please come join us at one of our future in-person roadshows. We've run some already in Queensland, New South Wales, and Victoria in 2026, but we are planning our next set of locations. So we hope that we'll be somewhere near you very, very soon. Thank you for joining our online roadshow today, and we hope that you'll continue to come share our love of Europe.